Well, my next guest is Hollywood photographer and a really good dear friend of mine, Mike Kubeisy. Hello,
Great
Michael.
friend. Hey, buddy. You're calling me a great friend and you're having me follow Richard Harrington. Gee, great. Thanks. I'm going to top that one. Well, look, just take all of Richard's tips and you got to go. I'll see you later, buddy. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not. That's very true.
So, Mike,
Sir.
some of us are great at fixing photos and some of us are great at making photos. You could sweep me under the table 10 times over with the camera in your hand. So that's okay.
You're very gracious.
I've seen you edit. You know how to edit too. So let's just be clear. You are going to outshoot me every single time.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, especially coming from you, sir. Thank you. Okay, Vanelli, let's do this thing.
You got it. Now, Mike, it's funny. You were on a set and you can't mention anything till later.
Right.
The show that you were on, and it was neat because in one of it, we will say you were in a stadium. You said, "Hey, this is how we do it in Hollywood." And you took a picture, and because of the whole COVID thing, there weren't people in the stands, but
Right.
they were replaced, and it was just so funny that there's mannequins. So it's
Inflatable.
cool.
Yeah, they were balloons. They were from the waist up. They were people. It was really it was very funny actually. But that's how they do it, and they'll get a graphics people come in there and they'll fix that all up.
Yeah, it's so incredible. But the reason why I have Mike on is because in his line of work, and Mike, you want to share your favorite quote? Your favorite quote you tell a lot of the interns. Your character.
Well, okay, that one. Your character will get you in the door. No. See, you confused me. Your skill can get you in the door, but your character will keep you there. And I'm not boasting myself, but I've been doing this since 1984. So I have to make sure my manners are good and you're on time, you interact and interject with people, and you do a good job. And one of the things, as Vanelli was just saying, I just literally a week and a half ago, I came back. I was in Oklahoma working on a movie that'll be released, God willing, December 10th. It's fantastic. It's a current day kind of Rocky, where the guy, the odds are against him and he ends up kicking butt. And it was a lot of fun. It was in Oklahoma when you were all hearing on the news about the polar vortex. I was in it. We were shooting on a Friday night. It was -9, feels like -19. I actually had a lens freeze, which has never happened in my career. So you got to get it done. You're out there to do a job and you have to get it done. One of the things I want to share today, one thing that I do when I'm on set is I shoot a lot of pictures behind the scenes. As a matter of fact, Vanelli, I'm going to hit the share screen, right? And
then so the green button.
That'll work.
Yeah, make sure you hit the green button. Select your desktop. Probably usually screen 1.
I'm seeing desktop, and I'm seeing your face on it.
That's right. So if you hit desktop,
I am hitting it.
Yeah, that's good. And then hit share. There you go.
And
good. So here we are at your desktop.
No. Oh, here, hang on. My bad. There we go. Sorry, folks. I'm
perfect. Nope, that's perfect. No, you want to do this because now, no matter what you switch, we'll always have the correct screen.
Okay. Well,
you did good. Bottom line.
Hopefully I work cameras. Okay. Anyway, so one of the things that I always do is I shoot behind the scenes, and then as we get close to wrapping, I will take my selections and I will make a layer and put the logo of the movie that we're working on this print. And most movies and shows have what they refer to as a wrap gift. And they'll give you different things. Some of them are related to the program, to the show. Some are unrelated. They'll get you a wool beanie hat or a baseball hat or something. I always do pictures behind the scenes and I'll put the show logo on there. And then I'll want to enhance the picture because maybe I want to saturate the color or just make it really snappy and lots of fun to look at. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. It's just some of the subtle things that I'll do that make a difference. The other thing is I worked for the same production company about a year and a half ago. And this time the director went up to me and said he loves the behind the scenes pictures with the logo on the photo. He said it's the best gift he gets. So I thought, wow, what a great marketing network scheme. So I don't know, if you're at Vanelli's birthday party and you're shooting behind the scenes and then you send everybody a little, logo, Vanelli's birthday party, and put it on the photo, or you're not going to do it for a wedding, but a social event, someone's party at the 50th, anything like that, and you want to do that, this is kind of what I'm doing. And then I just enhance the photos. So I'm going to just go through it. Are you following me, Vanelli?
I'm good.
Okay. So I'll
let's make sure everyone knows you're from California. So
oh yeah.
You go and buy clothes.
In Oklahoma, if you're into weather, that's the state you want to be in. I have a good suntan now because on one day I had to put sunscreen twice. The very next day I was regretting that I didn't have my thermal underwear on. It switches so quickly. Some of these photos literally were taken in sub-zero, not sub-freezing, sub-zero weather. And as I said, I even had a lens freeze up. But yeah, these are just behind the scenes pictures of some of my coworkers. Here, I'm gonna take this one here. And well, that's a great picture. We don't have to do anything to that. No, I'm kidding. All right, so now I wanna go, I gotta get your stuff out of the way.
Yeah, you're probably
there
you're maneuvering between the
stop share and all that other fun stuff.
Zoom.
What I really liked about this picture, her name is Sydney. She was a stand-in for our actress. Was one, she has very beautiful eyes. The mask has got some subtle colors. It's nothing real punchy, contrasty. And then of course the fur on the coat. So the first thing I was going to do is I'm going to go into the details and I'm going to brush. Oh, I got to move these things over. I'm going to move it to this side.
Yeah, what people aren't seeing right now is the zoom controls, especially if you're on one monitor, has a way of always being in the way.
Oh my goodness, always. It's Murphy's Law. So I'm gonna get the brush, and I'm going to soften the radius here a little bit. And this is kind of what I love about with Luminar. As I move the slider, I can see the softness of the brush. And then obviously the radius of the brush. I'm gonna go kind of big because there's a lot of fur here. And I'm just gonna paint in her fur. Be careful by the beanie here. We'll just brush that all in. And then I'm gonna go behind the screen here. Hopefully I'm doing it right. We'll start off with that. So now I'm going to go into the small details. Now with my old eyes, I just crank it. And then I see what it does, and then I'll draw it back. Actually, I think that looks kind of cool, but it's probably too much. Then I'll try the medium for details. Same thing here. And then the large details. This is going to really show some effect. All right, so there's with it, there's without it. Can you see the difference?
Oh, gotcha. See, so and let's just, we had Rick Freeman on earlier. Again, both of you are nostalgic when it comes to photography, to where everything you do, you get right in the camera, and you're just using software just to make it enhance, like a darkroom. So
well, first of all, what were you saying, that we're both nostalgic? Are you calling me old? Are you?
After that word,
did he just call me old?
I tried to catch it. I saw the words coming out of my mouth, and I was like, "Oh man!"
Wow. Okay.
Now, this is interesting because in this, when you hand these off to these people, the mask, you would think you'd want them to take the mask off, but the time and the history of wearing a mask on set like this
Right.
is what's going to make this.
Well, it is
special.
what it is. You know, I mean, we were working in what's referred to as the bubble. That's like the buzzword in the COVID world. So she had a mask on, and it wasn't just a plain black mask, which you'll see in some of the samples. But anyway, going back to this, after I kind of sharpened the fur from her coat, I want to get in there and do that old eye retouching. So I click on the face, and we'll go to the eye whitening a little bit. Again, I'll go a lot. This is what a lot of people tend to do, and you can say, oh, that looks so fake. So I dial it back just for it to pop just a little bit. And then the eye enhancer is really cool. But because I'm old school, I'm going to brush in just the lower part of her eye. And again, you can see the brush is a little, the radius is a little too big. So I'm going to bring the radius down. I like the softness where it is. And I'm just going to a real quick down there. Well, you can see as soon as I let go of the brush, what it did. And I like it. I'm going to kick it in some more. Here, let's go a lot so you can see. It almost starts to look exaggerated here, but just a little bit. Remember, in everything photography, from taking the picture to retouching the picture, enhancing the picture, it's subjective. You may like what I'm doing. Odds are, maybe you don't like what I'm doing, but it's subjective. It's not right or wrong. All I'm trying to do is show you what I might do, what I've done when I hand off this picture. A lot of these people don't do Luminar or any software retouching. So when they receive something like this, they're blown away, and it makes a great gift. And then with that gift, you add the logo of the movie, Winner, Winner, Chicken Dinner. And then you can stay in this business so long, Vanelli can call you nostalgic.
Hey, Mike, I'm gonna continue to be your best friend till midnight tonight. Watch this. Zoom back in on the eyes for a moment.
Zooming back into the eyes. That good? Wait, let me back out a little bit. Okay.
Now, you see off to the right side where it says iris flare?
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's going to give me a highlight.
Yeah, crank it all the way to the right for a moment. Oh.
You go, ooh, I go, ugh.
Oh, that's too much.
That's
Back it
what I
up a little bit. No, but that's one of the new features that was just added to where we don't have to do the old school. I love what you did, because again, that's old school thinking, just painting in the enhancement.
Highlight. Right. But what I enhanced were, I believe, when I took my biology class, those are the cones in the eyes.
Yep. Your iris.
Yep. Yeah. So we enhanced that. And now I'm feeding you baloney because your tip is a lot better than mine.
No, because I don't think you saw that one.
No, I didn't. Okay, so stop, rewind. All right, everybody, you see, I can take the pictures, but
here's what's really cool about this is there's no right way or wrong way to begin your editing, right? Because think back in Photoshop days, you had to start
right
from the top, work your way to the bottom, and if you missed a step, man, you had to start all over again.
You're in trouble.
Yeah, so here there's no starting point. You know,
but
right away, it's funny, you went right to sharpening the fur, bringing out the model's face, and that's the style of photographer. You love to see the subject right away. And I noticed.
Absolutely. And I'm not done yet.
You gravitated to that. And I always tell everyone.
I got to frame it.
Exactly. No, fix whatever you feel bothers you the most about that image, fix that first, so you don't have to think about it for the rest of the image.
Right. And let me also just reiterate, Vanelli threw me under the bus with that tip, which was great, but that lens flare, the iris flare, is still where I brushed in.
Exactly. No, that's why I was laughing.
Right.
You did it exactly. So,
Right.
so that was Kubeisy AI.
Okay. All right. So, and the last thing I'm going to do, as much as I really enjoy this picture, our old friend Robert Capa once said, if it's not good, you're not close enough. So since I shot with a quality camera, quality lens, and it's sharp, I'm going to just get in tighter into her face. It's right. I think everybody would agree with me. And you can start sending all the questions and all the attaboys. Yeah, Mike, old man does it. The eyes sell the photo. So even though I like the pattern on her face mask, it actually reminds me of some china for a tea set. But regardless, I'm gonna push in. I'm not so interested in the mask. Let's go in a little tighter. All right, and then we'll just move this around. So maybe a little too much. Again, it's all subjective. Any comments, Vanelli? Keep them to yourself.
Well, Mitchell made a good point and said, which of the two looks more natural, the flare or what you just did? And if you notice, what Mike did was exactly what AI did. The same. So
That's because our AI is built with very experienced people giving input. So I'll give you a quick story here, Mike, because what you did was awesome. And it was great. And if you had to do that 50 times in an edit session, you'd get lazy towards the end or you'd get done. So the way our team works is we actually sit down with retouchers and photographers and we, with their permission, we're not monitoring all of you guys. We're not like watching your screens. Our AI runs entirely local. We go in and we watch how people are working. And that's how some of these tools come about is like, oh, well, I'm always doing this to the eye. You mean you always do that? Yeah. So if we made that one slider, how much time would that save you in a day? Well, 50 retouched images, 3 minutes a time. You just saved me 150 minutes. Well, that's the difference between making it home at night to see your kids for dinner or your spouse and, working late.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Richard. You're right. And tricks like that are awesome. They make it easy and they save you time. When we were doing this movie, we were shooting minimum 12 hours, and then you add another 2 hours for editing. It's a 14-hour day, and you're exhausted. I always tell Vanelli after the first week, you're always in a state of exhaustion. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, Vanelli. By the way, Richard, you're kind of nostalgic too, aren't you, buddy?
You both have decades on me. I was a but I've been around for every Star Wars, but I was really young for the first one.
Yeah. I'm not going to, okay, we'll leave it there.
Darlene says she's nostalgic too.
Yeah. Okay, here's another photo I did. This one here, this is our director of photography, Chris Kimlin. And he actually, you can take the lens and mount it on this rig here, and he can frame up the shot to see he can check the composition of the shot and see what lens he wants to use. It's very cool. They're kind of heavy. I thought it was a really neat picture, but one of the things I wanted to do was just kind of get into the details instead of the eye. Your eye doesn't go to the eye. There is no eye. You can't see it. He's all bundled up in very cold weather. But this lens, it's got a lot of great texture and elements in it. So I want to enhance the lens a bit so that it pops out and he will then enjoy the photo. So again, I'm going to my details. And I'm basically going to do the same thing. And maybe I should find maybe I should have rehearsed this. I'm sorry, everybody.
So while you're tweaking that, there was a question. If you're on Zoom, you could tap to switch between seeing the presenters and seeing the screen. So you can control your split view or other things. So look for Zoom control, E-Ray. And one other person was saying they couldn't see with the screen, and you can switch what's being viewed on your device. You can go to split screen view, or you could see the shared screen. So you could definitely do that, but change your view so you can see that.
Thank you.
Here, this is where it gets really cool, where the aperture dial is, and just dial all this in. Not a lot of excitement in the black, but just in here with this brass. And I just want to bring this stuff up a little bit. Get this little knob here. Same thing, I'm going to start with some small details. You can already see the numbers where the aperture is. Wow, you really, on the medium here, I'm going to go back to 0 and then crank it back up. For my taste, I think that looks cool. And I know Chris, okay, the large detail is a little too much spice in the soup, but I'm kind of liking the way it is.
Yeah, the large details are dealing with the big flat areas. So like on that texture there, you probably wouldn't want to see too much large details because it would be adding texture to the flat surface of the ring. But click on the image, Mike, and zoom to 100% on where those control rings are in the brass, just so we can pop in there because we'll really see this. And so medium details and small details are going to bring all that little metal texture to life. And that works really nice. And so, you know, that's where you can see that at play. And so that's your small, medium, and large details, and it just saves you some work.
Richard, so with that said, and I'm asking, so the flat part where the barrel of the lens is, the black part here, I'm kind of going,
that's going to be large details.
That would be large details. Wow. Great.
Yeah, so use your medium and small details there. And you'll really see the rest of the image pop to life. Yeah, and structure would work well on this too, but that really helps there, and I love how you brought that up. The other thing that I think might be fun here, Mike, and I'm about to leave because I promised to be somewhere, but I'm having fun looking at your image. Scroll down to your Pro category at the bottom and go to Color Harmony. So just scroll down that list, and Color Harmony towards the bottom there. You're right there. Is at the bottom there. Color Harmony.
Oh, I see it. I've never
open that up in this window. And open up Split Color Warmth. So Split Color Warmth lets you warm the warms or the cools. So you could make your warm areas a touch warmer if you wanted to bring out that brass in the jacket. And you could cool down your cool areas by moving the slider, or either way. So it lets you target. So there, you're adjusting just the warms of the photo, and independently you can warm or cool that without affecting the rest of the picture and not having to make a mask.
Okay. Yeah, or I mean, thank you for that tip. I think what I'll do with that is I am going to make a mask right where the brass.
Yeah, and then you can warm the heck out of it.
Yeah. Oh man,
you hit R for you rotated there. All good.
Right. No, I know. Okay, here I'm just going to paint in here, and then do what you just suggested. Let's go big or go home.
Not that one. That's global warmth. Go down and to the split color warmth. It's more targeted.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Yes, sir. Oh yeah, I can get real close to the color of his coat. Yeah, no, I see it. Yeah, it looks good. Nice. Thanks, Richard.
Now I really have to leave. Good to see you, Mike. And
it's
stick
a
around
pleasure,
for the other
sir.
guests
Thank
tonight,
you.
folks. You guys are going to have a lot of fun.
Bye, Rich. Thanks.
We're doing our best. Great.
So there was a question that was asked. When would you use structure AI versus details? Structure AI is phenomenal for dealing with the detail of the scene, and it's human aware, meaning it wouldn't affect the skin tone, the skin of the subject. It'll take care of the lens and everything else, whereas details deals with the entire scene. You know, it takes care of everything in the scene. It adds that sharpening effect or detail effect to it. John asked that.
Okay, great. So,
what's this a shot of?
Was that cool or what? We were shooting in a bar, and this guy happens to be a friend. He was one of the director's assistants, and they ended up casting him as the bartender because he just has a really cool look.
Oh, wow.
So then they had lit the glass bottles, all the alcohol on the bar, and I asked him, go stand behind it. And I shot this, and I like it. And again, let's do what you just said about there's an AI. What did you say?
So let's do So to the essential tools, right there,
Okay.
Structure AI.
Going to Structure AI.
And the amount is going to take care of the majority of the work. Boost will be more like an HDR effect.
Okay. Okay. Personally, see, this is where I'd go
And
back
if
to
you
my
go
old.
negative, it'll blur the background.
Yeah, but it's also softening the heck out of his skin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Okay, and what's Boost going to do?
Boost pays attention more to the finer details in the image.
Okay, you know what? I don't like it. I'm sorry, Luminar. I don't like that. I want to control the. I'm going back to my surefire way of doing this thing. No disrespect to anybody.
No, and keep in mind, we talked about this. We're not here to reinvent your workflow. We're here to make it easier. So in your case here, if that's not something that'd be easier to you, you're used to doing the masking, by all means, you stick to that.
Hey, yeah, because I'm nostalgic. I'm doing it right. I'm not doing it quick and dirty. Even though some of the tips I got were great, I'm going to fix the way I want it. All right, let's see. Okay, now that's going to go there. That's going to go there. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Makes you want to drink alcohol, doesn't it, Vanelli? No, I'm kidding. Okay, that looks cool. And now what's the next? His eyes look pretty good. Because of the reflection, I'm not going to, I'm going to show you why I'm not.
Here is at the very, very top, Accent AI, which is under the Enhance AI. The very, very first tool. That's always my go-to. The very, very first tool, all the way to the top.
I'm at the top. There's what? Enhance AI? Oh, you're not on the face. You're in Enhance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Essentials. Yeah, that's my right there. That's my number.
No, you see, now that just lit up the background. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But that's where subjectivity comes in.
Exactly.
So let me do my tutorial. Thank you. No, I'm kidding. You know I'm kidding. Okay, so look, this is why I'm not gonna whiten the eyes. Let me zoom in here a little. All right. Now you have a lot of nice warm light lighting his face. If I go to eye whitening a little bit, I don't know. It just, in my opinion, and there's a lot. That's definitely going to look weird. I just don't think with the warm light coming from the bottles,
exactly,
it's not going to do. It doesn't look natural, you know. And yes, I'm a big proponent on lighting tools and everything else. Heck yeah, but I'm not going to do it. I refuse to play. So I'm not doing it. Now, the only other thing I think that'll really help this picture, a really simple technique, it's called vignette.
Yes.
And
the essential tools right there.
Yeah. And I'm going with the dark. Oh, that looks terrible. I think that's kind of looking cool. You know, and we can adjust the size because it's Luminar. There. All right, and then let's give it a final crop composition. Though I like the way he's not centered, so I'll push this a little bit this way. Actually, I'm going to leave it just like that. I'll get a little tighter. Raise it up to the side a little bit. Boom, put the logo in the when you're looking at it in the upper right corner. Oh, yeah. Again, he'll be buying me a drink.
Well, that's great, Mike. Hey, how about you stop sharing your screen for a moment?
Great.
And it's funny because the comments that people are saying that they love it, the newbies love it when they see everything off script, because then it's real. It's realism. It's real. This is how, if you and I were sitting here, actually, when we go on trips, especially for like Photoshop World or some of the events, we'll sit, in a corner area where people are walking by, and we have a whole group of people just sit with us, drinking coffee, and just asking us a ton of questions. And we'll just whip out of that laptop and just freeform it. So, hey, could you stop sharing your screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. You did say that, didn't you? There. There we go.
So
no, you're right. And quite honestly, everybody, just because of the relationship Vanelli and I have, I'm not real savvy with this. I do use it, as I said, for the gifts. My specialty is lighting and shooting and just getting in there and getting it done, a tenacious kind of way of shooting. And I was up with Vanelli, honest to God, probably, I think, 1 o'clock my time, Pacific time, going through some stuff with him. So I hope you get some ideas. If I'd say anything to take away, think marketing. How are you going to use this? How can I fix this picture to give it to somebody to say, wow, I love what this guy gives as a wrap gift, so that the next time he thinks of you when it's time to hire somebody. That's my approach. I want to give them the best I can. I'm a little slow at doing it, the retouching here, but again, I'm more of a shooter. And then Vanelli's always helping me out. I hope this was kind of cool. Maybe a way to approach something. I can go back to my screen and just share some cool pictures, whatever you want to do. I don't know how much time I don't have any time.
We actually have a couple of minutes because we have Angela coming in a moment.
Okay.
You want to share your screen real quick and show a couple shots real quick?
Okay.
And what's funny, Mike, Chris made a comment too. He put, I'm with you. It sounds like Steve Martin, remember? I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm a shooter, just new to editing. Well, think back, Chris, when Mike and I were we started on photography and learning Photoshop. You're trying to learn a really complicated program while you're learning the art of photography, and it gets overwhelming. Nowadays, if you're just coming out as a new shooter, that's awesome. That's just an awesome thing that you can actually learn your art of photography. Oh, and here's Luminar making it quick to edit. All right, let's see what you got.
Well, here's a shot. It's old school. It's nostalgic school. A silhouette. Everyone loves a silhouette. We were doing a camera test here, and here's a silhouette of some of the guys I work with. What else? Again, and a lot of these are shot thinking, I'm just going to crop tighter into it. There's another silhouette. We were shooting at a lake, and it was golden hour. And one of the directors was looking over his monitor. Let me just look at this. I saw this, and I thought, wow, that's kind of cool. And then I saw that, and I fell in love with that shot. I cropped it a little bit, but that little sliver against his blue eyes, this was probably one of my favorite behind the scenes shots of our director. Here's another one. There's just real typical shot, but enjoying the golden hour. And then there he is back again with that sliver of light, not quite as extreme.
You're definitely living the dream.
Well, you know what? And I get excited when you shoot it. I really get excited because you see it, you captured it, it's sharp. His eyes look fantastic, and I know he's going to love it. Do some creative cropping, really push in and emphasize those eyes. And
thank you so much for this. Yeah, if you stop sharing your screen real quick. But we have Angela on deck coming up.
Good.
And Mike, this was great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, V. Thank you, everybody. Good. And Angela, enjoy it. You're only following me, so it can only get better.
No, but it's really good. But it's so great because, again, Mike is, and I love what people are saying, that they're not the only ones who felt overwhelmed. Because for us, if we ever said, oh, God, Photoshop is hard, we would get ridiculed and criticized coming up through. And then when Lightroom came out, we were like, oh, my God, thank God, an easier program. Now with Luminar, with all of the AI features, it's just, wow.
If I can step on your toes a little bit, Angela, just before I sign off here, you know what? There are no stupid questions. And humble yourself to ask the experts, Richard, Vanelli, the people, the team you have available to you through Luminar. Really, forgive my expression, well, I'll just say kick butt. There's a different explicative I would use, but I think you understand what I'm saying. Reach out and ask. Don't be shameful. ask. That's the only way you learn. Here, I learned something earlier today from Richard, and Vanelli shared a couple other ideas. So thank you, Angela, for stepping onto your time a little bit. Thank you, Vanelli. Bless you all,
Hey,
and
see
I'll
you
talk
soon,
to
my
y'all
man.
later.
Thank you.
All righty. Bye-bye now.
Not a problem at all, Mike.
Thanks. Bye-bye.